Today on the Rebelcast, we will be talking about Jack Parsons, a devil worshipper at night and a rocket engineer in the morning. He claimed that he got embodied by the Antichrist to fulfill the law of the beast 666. Also, we will discuss his relation to Thelema, an occult group that was founded by the wickedest man in the world. Another topic we will cover is nanotechnology and its relation to our ancient origins, religions, and aliens. My name is Hassan Ismail, and you are listening to episode 4 of the Rebelcast.
Thanks so much, everybody, for joining the podcast. Today I have a very interesting topic for you, which is the relation between science and magic. Now, some of you do not even believe that magic exists. But what if I tell you some scientists and engineers truly believe that there's a very deep relation between both? Like the inventor of the ramjet, Arthur C. Clarke, says any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. But it's not just him. Many other scientists and engineers claim that their invention came because of their magic. One of those inventors is Jack Parsons. Born on October 2nd, 1914 in Los Angeles, California, from a very wealthy family. Parsons always had this feeling that he can summon the devil inside of his room. And we were asking, what did Jack Parsons invent or did? Jack Parsons is the person that enabled humanity to go to space. Believe it or not. He believes that he was able to do that because of his magic. You think I'm joking now, but the thing is, I am not. I will read for you now some of his story, and you will decide if I'm joking or not. It's been said, Parsons had also begun to investigate occultism and performed a ritual intended to invoke the devil into his bedroom. He worried that the invocation was successful and was frightened into ceasing these activities. Parsons came to believe in the reality of Thelemic magic as a force that could be explained through quantum physics. Quantum physics is the study of matter on a very microscopic scale. So he believed that his magic has some kind of a relation between quantum physics. Moreover, Parsons became more rigorously engaged in Aerojet's day-to-day business in an effort to resolve this weariness. But the Agape Lodge soon came under investigation by both Pasadena Police Department and the FBI. So the Agape Lodge is the lodge where he did his magic. And the FBI and the Pasadena Police Department investigated that lodge. And guess what they discovered? Both had received allegations of black magic cult involved in sexual orgies. One complainant was a 16-year-old boy who said that he was raped by lodge members, while neighbors reported a ritual involving a naked pregnant woman jumping through fire. Yes, this lodge had all of this kind of rituals going on inside of it, and Jack Parsons was the leader of that lodge. Believe it or not. He was involved in sexual magic to make his invention become real, which is going to space. He invented the fuel that enabled us today to go to space. But you are asking now why Jack Parsons claims that his invention is because of his magic. Because Jack Parsons had a belief that anything that he can put inside of his will and he connects it to a ritual can actually manifest into reality. So they did this kind of sex magic. What sex magic is actually, they gather random people, even prostitutes, inside of a lodge, a room, or whatever, and they start doing these sexual activities, and they concentrate their will on an idea that they want to create. And in Jack Parsons' case, it was the invention of the fuel that enabled humanity to go to space today. Believe it or not, but this is actually a fact. It sounds crazy, guys, but this is actually a fact. Let me read a little bit more for you. Accompanying Parsons' oath of the abyss was his own oath of the Antichrist, which was witnessed by Wilfred Talbot Smith. In this oath, Parsons professed to embody an entity named Valerian Armilius ad-Dajjal, the Antichrist, who am come to fulfill the law of the beast 666, viewing this oath as the completion of the Babylon working. Parsons wrote an Iliast autobiography titled Analysis by a Master of the Temple, and an occult text titled The Book of the Antichrist. In the latter book, Parsons, writing as a Valerian, prophesied that within 9 years Babylon would be manifest on earth and supersede the dominions of the Abrahamic religions. Can you believe that? Jack Parsons truly believed that he got embodied by the Antichrist himself. And he believed that he can accomplish the law of the beast 666 to supersede the dominions of the Abrahamic religions, which is Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Now you think that I'm still joking with you. The thing is, I'm not. I went deeper in the rabbit hole to read his book, which is called the Book of the Antichrist, to see what kind of a person he was. And guess what I did discover? Let me read some of his book. The book's called The Book of the Antichrist by Jack Parsons. It's written inside the book, and all who accept me, the Antichrist, and the law of the beast 666 shall be accursed, and their joy shall be thousandfold greater than the false joys of the false saints. And in my name, Valerian, shall they work miracles and confound our enemies, and none shall stand before us. Therefore I, the Antichrist, call upon all the chosen and elect, and upon all men, come forth now in the name of liberty, that we may end forever the tyranny of the Black Brotherhood, Valerian Antichrist. Guys, Jack Parsons believed that the Antichrist was calling through him, and he wrote down a book called the Book of the Antichrist, where he claims who wrote that book was the Antichrist, not him actually. Can you believe that? And that is part of his magic rituals. He also did invocations of an entity, elemental entity called Babylon. Now there's a relation with the word Babylon that he was trying to invoke and going to space. That relation is, since the time of Babylon, the ancient Babylon, people had this obsession of crossing the sky, and they did build the Tower of Babel at the time of the Nimrod. And Jack Parsons had also this kind of obsession to cross the sky. And invoking an entity called Babylon, which the name has a very, very resemblance to Babylon, means that Jack Parsons knew that humanity, since the ancient Babylon, was planning against the will of God. Because, you know, in Abrahamic religions, it's like something demonic to go to space. And what Jack Parsons believed, that he can do that because he wanted to be against God's will. And he claims he doesn't worship the devil. Yet, he always wanted to summon the devil inside of his room. Isn't that crazy? And they made a movie for him, by the way. Not a movie, a series. It's called The Strange Angel. angel, not a devil. Yeah, they made a series called Strange Angel about Jack Parsons' story. You can watch it. But yeah, he was also part of a cult group called Thelema. In Thelema, they had a very, very crucial law, which is, do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Another law they had, love is the law. Love under will. What do they mean actually? Is you can do whatever you want to do. You can steal, you can kill, you can rape, you can do whatever goes inside of your mind in this civilization. Under the name that you love it. Whatever you love, you can do. Basically, what I believe those kind of groups used to do, they come to people under the name of love. They show them that they are the all loving and all that. Then you become their victim. Once you discover that this group you are involved in actually is involved in black magic and sorcery and all of this kind of type of things they do in the name of love. As we saw, they used to rape a 16-year-old boy, which is considered pedophilia, just to go to space. And having the hate on the Abrahamic religions, which the Abrahamic religions today are the religions that keep manner and good behavior inside of a human. But it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. A fact. It is. We went to space because of black magic. Believe it or not, we went to space because of black magic. And how did he die? Jack Parsons, he died by an explosion. He was doing some kind of experiment inside of his lab, and he received some kind of explosives to experiment, and guess what? His laboratory just got exploded in him, and he had his skull up, half of it open, arms broken, and he just survived for 37 minutes and he died. Yet they saw some kind of ritualistic writings inside of his lab while they discovered that he's been dead by an explosion. Believe it or not, guys, this sounds crazy, but it is what it is. Some people won't believe. Yet I will leave all the sources in descriptions if you want to read it by yourself. I'll leave the sources of his books, his writings, and on the Wikipedia what they say about him. He had this kind of sense of accomplishment that he did something to humanity, but under the name of magic. Another story I will talk about today, other than Jack Parsons, is actually nanotechnology. I read an article, which I'm gonna read it right now for you. It's a very, very interesting one. It will also change how you perceive things around you. The source of this article is the ancientorigins.net, written in 6 September 2014. The title of this article is Ancient Nanostructures Found in Ural Mountains Are Out of Place and Time. It's written inside the article. In 1991, the appearance of extremely tiny coal-shaped artifacts found near the banks of Russia's Kozym Narada and Balbani rivers brought about a debate that has continued to this day. These mysterious and mystical structures suggest that they may have been a culture capable of developing nanotechnology 300,000 years ago. Can you believe that? They discovered nanoparticles dating back to 300,000 years ago. Now you might think that maybe it's because of rockets, or because of like somebody dropped them from humans. But no, guys, those particles were manufactured technologically and dates back to 300,000 years ago. So it's not out of this world. It's not out of this civilization we're living in. Moreover, while the largest of these objects measure 1.18 inch, the smallest are only 1/10,000th of an inch, and many exhibit golden mean proportions. Their shape suggests that they are manufactured and not naturally occurring metal fragments. They truly knew that those particles are manufactured. They are not by nature. Because some of you might think maybe it's natural, but no. Those particles were occurring unnaturally. Till now, they don't know where do they come from. I'm gonna put the picture here, you can see them. But nobody knows. It's just a mystery. But I believe it's a clue. It is a clue. It is a clue for ancient civilizations. Like prehistoric ancient civilizations that outdates even humanity on Earth. This leaves a lot of questions, everybody. Moreover, a report from the Moscow Institute determined that they are far too old to have come from modern manufacturing, as I said. And they stopped studying them in 1999 after the death of the person who discovered them. Isn't that crazy? They discovered nanotechnology dating back to 300,000 years ago on Earth. It does sound crazy. It does, but it's a fact. You know, these kind of ideas make me think of something. I always had this kind of idea that the prophets that came to Earth and did miracles to us had some kind of a higher knowledge than average humans. And when they did their miracle to human beings, they did it out of knowledge through God. Like Prophet Moses, for example. He manipulated nature. He manipulated the water, the sea. He split the sea. He manipulated the solid. He turned a stick into a snake. Now back then, in the time of the Pharaoh, they believed that magicians had a very, very high status inside the community. But Prophet Moses came and did this extraordinary miracle where he turned his stick into a real snake. When that stick turned into a snake, it ate all of the other snakes that the other magician pharaohs were making magic on. Can you believe that? So what I had this kind of idea that human beings one day will be able to turn a stick into a snake out of nanobots, nanotechnology. What if Prophet Moses was given by God this kind of knowledge that was marvelous, out of the bounds of magic? Still, I till now don't know, but it's just an idea. It's really interesting. Like, those particles date back to 300,000 years ago. Means that technology that we human beings believe that we are the best because of it was actually there 300,000 years ago. And it seems that we're just imitating it. It is a mystery, guys. It is really a mystery that we need to do more research about. And I will do a lot more research. We'll do a lot of podcasts about this kind of topic. But it is what it is. The question's still the same. Is magic truly science? Maybe. Well, many scientists truly believed that, and they did it, as you heard. Even ancient times, they had this kind of knowledge. And I also read another article. They also discovered nanotechnology, but doesn't date back to 300,000 years. It dates back to the Persian Empire, something like around there. They discovered a sword that has nanotubes inside of it. Does this mean that we human beings, that we believe that we are the greatest of all civilizations that came on Earth today, that there's somebody outdated us 300,000 years ago that was even more advanced than us? Some people say might be alien beings came to Earth and did all that, but it's still a mystery, guys. It is still a mystery. Who knows? Even Jack Parsons, what he did. Maybe he did something that he called alchemy. Alchemy is a science actually that was studied in ancient Egypt. From the name of ancient Egypt, that was khem. Khem means the land of black earth. And they studied this kind of science, alchemy, which enabled them to manipulate matter. And what Parsons did, actually, he manipulated matter. But what differs alchemy from today's science we have is the metaphysical, spiritual part of it. So what scientists in alchemy did is, while he tried to invent something, he put his spiritual rituals inside of his invention while he was trying to invent whatever he wants to. Instead of today's science, they don't believe in that. They believe that science is only matter. They only take it from the logical, rational side. Whatever they see, they believe. But what if Jack Parsons was involved in alchemy? And because, you know, his invention, the fuel he invented to go to space, is part of chemistry. And chemistry, before it was called chemistry, it actually was alchemy. It's still a mystery. And also, the word magic itself has a totally different meaning from what today's magic means. The word magic has an origins to the Persian Empire, the Persian priests in the Zoroastrian religion. The priests were called magus back then. And then when the Persians came into the Greek Empire, the Greek people considered every person who practices outside, who practices rituals outside of the religion, the Greek religion, is called a magus, out of the Persian priests who came into the Greek Empire. So they demonized the word magic and made it to resemble as everybody making sorcery and all that is practicing magic, which actually comes from the meaning of the Persian priest. Then afterwards they changed the meaning to the trick magic, but that was very, very later on. And people became like, whenever somebody say magic, they believe it's the trick magic. Then Aleister Crowley, who is the founder of Thelema, came in the 20th century and changed the meaning of the magic to the will magic. And he added a K at the end of the magic word to differ between it and the trick magic, the illusion magic. It is what it is, guys. That is all I wanted to talk about today. I hope you enjoyed listening to me, but I will go deeper into this research and we'll do a lot more topics of this on the podcasts. Stay tuned and stay safe. You have a great day.